and we called it Master of None season 3. We back. Go check that out. Actually, right before we recorded on Monday the 26th, Aziz on his social media dropped first trailer for Master of None. I believe he also gave a date, which I don't.
May 23rd, a Sunday.
Well, it's Netflix, so whenever you want to watch it, it'll be there after May 23rd. But the interesting thing about this trailer, not a lot of Aziz in here. Seems like it's really following Lena Waithe.
Right. So the reporting leading up to Master of None returning for season 3 after 4 years off the air was that we're getting five episodes. Lena Waithe is the star and Aziz directed. They wrote everything together, but this seems to be solely focusing on Lena Waithe's character Denise, as well as seemingly her relationship with a new character played by Naomi Ackie.
Yeah.
And got the trailer, got the release date now. And as you said, not that we called it, but we were talking about it because there was a report in January from Chortle, which is obviously not a well-known source for anything. But they had this before everyone else, so kudos to them. And I just tip my hat to Netflix and Lena Waithe and Aziz and Alan Yang because no one knew of the blessed thing about them actually making this. There was speculation just because there was always speculation about the show. It's a popular show, but like no one knew they made the show. And if people knew, no one leaked it. And that's just increasingly uncommon. So that's really cool.
Definitely really cool. And also getting Naomi Ackie, really cool. We liked her from The End of the Fucking World, the second season. We were excited to see her in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. A bit disappointed by her.
Saw her for a second or two.
Yeah, her showing in that, but exciting to have some up and coming young talent in here. It's interesting reading the comments under Aziz's social media posts. Everybody's like, I want to see what happened with Devin, Francesca. That ending season 2 really left me a limb here. I need to know what happened. I don't think those people really understand what Master of None's going for. Because while certainly the show had some conventions in terms of, following like a traditional love story, will they, won't they kind of thing, between Dev and Francesca, the show has always been about telling these unconventional modern love stories. And I think following Denise and, her story, I'm forgetting the name of the Thanksgiving episode with her.
It was called Thanksgiving.
Family. Thanksgiving. There you go.
Where they won the Emmy.
Yeah. That's where the show is at its best, when it's doing things like that are these, exploring these stories in interesting ways that we don't typically see on television. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Lena Waithe, I mean, she gets all the credit for being one of the main forces in pushing the show in a more creative direction, telling more interesting stories in season 2. I'm all in on this. Give me the Denise story. I want to see more. I mean, you see Devin in the trailer, so he's obviously going to be there, but I'm ready to follow Denise and her story. How do you feel about that choice?
Yeah, it sounds cool. I mean, obviously, I would love to see Aziz just be in things, so would love to get more of that. It's funny, before the trailer came out, before this was teased, all the reporting said that it was being called Master of None Presents Moments in Love, which at the time I was like, oh, maybe they're not going to call it season 3 and leave that open, and then as season 3 happens, you might get Dev coming back, and some of the other guys coming back. But now I think they are calling it season 3. Like, you go on the Netflix YouTube channel, it's called Master of None season 3 trailer. So it's like, oh, okay, so this is it. But either way, I mean, the show went on quite the, arc when it changed from season 1 to season 2. So I'm not surprised to see this again. And it, creatively, it's probably what they wanted to do. Aziz is directing and writing and not acting. Okay. He probably was an active participant in making that decision. So let's just evaluate it for what it is.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen a lot of Aziz doing stuff. We talked about his comedy special after allegations of sexual abuse, so check that out.
Misconduct.
But yeah, I think he probably wants to be a little bit more behind the scenes right now, and I think that's okay. Let him be creative in the way he wants to be creative. And Lena Waithe, certainly not a bad second choice to be leading the season. So we're
Yeah.
all in on it.
It's also coming out right at the end of the Emmy window. And I think it's notable because the first, 4 months so far, 2021, a little softer as far as new releases and TV is going. Understandable, just because I think the pipeline just dried up. There was basically no shows left that were finished, after like Bridgerton and
Yeah.
like Lupin, like there wasn't a whole lot left. Everything they're kind of just waiting to make stuff again. So
Mm.
the fact that they get to sneak this in, who knows? Maybe this becomes a big Emmy darling for Netflix.
Mm. That's not a bad observation. We'll keep track of it.